Hi everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Mining Colony Duel! This is designed by Stephen Finn and it will be coming from Dr. Finn Games.
Alright, so yes, there was a game called Mining Colony that we really enjoyed from Finn Games as well. This, however, is a print and play, two-player, roll and write, but it's more like a bid and write game based in that world. Let me show you how it works. All right, here's our setup for Mining Colony Duel. Basically, you're going to have to print out the rules. There's 3 pages of rules. Very clear, easy to understand with lots of pictures, that kinds of things. All right, then every player is going to need one of these boards. And then you'll need one of these kind of main boards. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to write the letters A through H in this spot on the board right here randomly. So we might go something like this. All right, so then on our turn, what we're going to do is we're going to go to that first number. Number 1, we wrote the letter B. So we're going to find the letter B on this chart right here. It's right here at the top corner. These are our 2 options, either this shape, square, with that symbol right there, or this shape here with these 2 symbols. And what we're going to do is we are going to bid on them. On this side of the board over here, we start with 50 credits. We're going to bid a certain number. This thing folds over so you can't see, the other player can't see. We might write down 5. So now we're left with 45. All right, we're going to compare what the person says. Once they're ready, we're going to reveal whoever had the higher number, they are going to choose which one of those 2 things they want. Whoever has the lower number gets the leftovers. If what you bid was twice as much or higher than what they bid, you're also going to get a chance to fill in the star. So let's say Bethany was my opponent. She only bid 2. So our 5 is, obviously more than double her. So we get a chance to fill in this star here. You're going to get some points at the end of the game. Next, what we're going to do, since we won, we're going to choose which one of those symbols. Let's say we choose this one. Say to draw it in first. Then add the symbols to it. So we've got this kind of square-shaped thing here. And then a little pawn. And then shade everything in. And that is what our turn is going to look like. All right, next we go back to our chart. We see what our next letter is. This is C for number 2. Our choices for C are there. We're going to have our choice between that shape or that shape, and get all these symbols. The more symbols, the better. So we're keeping on going back and forth. We're going to bid on these different things. Our money is going to trickle down and down and down. So you do kind of need to reserve some back so that you can kind of bid on things that you really want. If ever there's a tie, let's say we both bid $5 or 5 credits on one of the symbols, what would happen is, in an even numbered round, the younger player wins. In an odd numbered round, the older player wins. So that's kind of how they get around the tiebreakers. You're going to play all 8 rounds, adding in these tiles onto your board, drawing them in, and drawing in the symbols as well. There's going to come a certain point, possibly, where you don't have room to put in a certain shape of tile. When that happens, you just basically fill in a 1-spot square. If there was any symbols, you'd get one of those symbols as well. Once we get to our end of our 8th and final round, we're going to go to a scoring round. Basically, at that point, we're going to go through all these different phases of the game. So the A phase is all of the different stars you have. You're going to get 1 point per star you have at the end of the game. The next thing is the B phase. The B is going to be the amount of credits that you have divided by 5. So if you had 15 credits, that'd be worth 3 points. The C phase is a little trickier. So along the column here, what's going to happen is you're going to have all these different symbols all over the board. And what you're going to do is you're going to go across every column, and you are going to see which symbol you have the most of in each column. And then, based off of this chart right here, you are going to get points. So let's say in this column right here, see how we have 2 of those pawn symbols? That's worth 1 point. If we had 5 pawns all the way across, that would have been worth 10 points. And then for the D phase, we're going to do the exact same thing across. So you're going to figure out which symbol you have the most of in each column, and then you're going to add that up using this chart. So again, if you had 3 of those little square things in this column, that would have been worth 3 points. You'd fill that out down below. You add up the whole column. That's what you'd put for your D. All right, and the last thing is the E. How many empty spaces you have on your board. Now remember, this whole thing is going to be really hard to fill up once you play all 8 rounds. So what's going to happen is you're going to add up your A, B, C, and D. You're going to subtract your E, That'll be your total score. Whoever has the most points wins the game. Here's an example of one I did earlier. I had 1 star there, so I had 1 point for that. I had 20 credits left over, so divided by 5, that was 4 points. In my C phase, I had only 1 of each thing here, which is worth nothing. In this column, I had nothing as well. I had 3 of these pawns, which is worth 3 points. I had 2 of those little domes, worth 1 point. 2 of those worth 1 point, and I had no duplicates there, so that's worth 0 points. So adding those together, I had 3, 4, 5 points in my C phase, just like there. All right, in the D, it's going through the columns. So nothing in that column here. I had a whole bunch of these. I had maxed out the squares, getting 10 points for me there. I had 2 of the domes for 3 points, 3 of the domes for 3 points. I had 2 of the pawns for 1 point, and no duplicates there for 0 points, making my D phase worth 14. Adding that up, I had 6 blank spaces, minus 6, so the whole thing is worth 18 points.
This game is so easy to learn. There's like, 5 rules? Yes, there's 5 rules. And, okay, I gotta read this because I think it's absolutely hilarious. If there's a tie, I laughed a lot for this. So, player with the highest score wins. If tied, the player with the more credits win. If still tied, the player with more stars win. If still tied, play another game.
Play another game.
I don't know why. I got a kick out of that. But I thought it was very straightforward. There's only those 5 rules, and you just, go.
I typically avoid print and play games, and the reason is I'm always thinking about how high quality other games are, right? And am I cutting things out just the right way? Is it going to look okay on the table?
It's going to take up all my ink.
It's going to take up all my ink. Is it going to if I have to pull other bits from other games, and then am I going to remember to put them back in the right boxes? I don't know why, but it's just a big thing for me to play a print and play game. Early on in our career, I tried a couple, and that was fun, but I got away from it. And now, what this is the first in a line of games called the BYOP, Bring Your Own Pencil. So all you need is a pencil. You don't need to pull dice from some other game. You don't need to have some kind of fancy cricket cutter. You don't need to pull resources from some other game or coins or whatever it is. All you need is the pencil and what you print out. And then you're ready to roll. You just do a quick fold of the board and you're playing, which I thought was, I really appreciated that because it took away that barrier of me, having to worry about is it going to look just right.
It's just a sheet of paper.
Right.
2 sheets of paper, but still, it's that easy. I actually really like this. I'm looking forward to the rest of the Bring Your Own Pencil games that, Dr. Finn is going to put out. I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fun. I also think this one would be great on a road trip. You could just laminate it, get a marker, and you are good to go because that's all you need. It's all you need. It's all there. And I just think this would be a really good road trip game.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is probably one we will laminate just because you can save on paper and toner and whatever else. But the fact that it's just so, you always want to play another one right away because it's short and it's sweet and you're ready for another one, especially if you lost. You're like, what could I have done differently, Yeah. And so I would like to, I think we should laminate these. But other thing, too, is we had a little house rule idea that we want to see about switching up the cards. The cards are kind of paired together, right?
Yeah.
And so if we could split the cards apart, then you have more options. Obviously, it would change the balancing of the game a little bit, and I understand that's why it's not done that way. But for us to be a little bit more adventurous, we're going to try that out.
Yeah, just for fun. Just for funsies. Well, everybody, make sure to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us on Facebook, we're Ryan Bethany Board Game Reviews. On Twitter, we're Ryan Bethany 1. On Instagram, we are Ryan and Bethany, and we are now on TikTok under Ryan and Bethany.
You guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.